ABC 10 News starts now with breaking news.
In the last 45 minutes, the FDA gave emergency use authorization to the nation's first coronavirus vaccine. That research shows is 95% effective. And that vaccine from Pfizer will be given to San Diego health workers in a matter of days. Good evening. I'm Kimberly Hunt.
And I'm Steve Atkinson. Our ABC 10 News reporter Jennifer Dela Cruz explains why the initial vaccine shipment won't be enough to cover all the healthcare workers who need it.
It's the most important vaccination in a generation, and now just days away from being administered to San Diego's healthcare workers. Dr. Robert Schooley with UCSD says the rollout of the Pfizer vaccine is monumental for the medical community.
I think the vaccines have been very carefully vetted. We just have to hang in there for long enough to get the vaccine delivered and get people to be vaccinated.
327,000 doses are heading to California. 28,000 of those will be given to San Diego County. Distribution is broken into 3 phases with 3 subcategories in the first phase. The first shipment of the vaccine will go to groups in Phase 1A. That includes critical healthcare workers, followed by residents and staff in long-term care facilities. 1B includes essential workers in education, food, agriculture, fire, police, and transportation. 1C going to adults with underlying conditions and people over 65. After that, Phase 2 includes everyone under 30, with Phase 3 being everyone else. While residents in long-term care facilities are in Phase 1, the county says they won't be getting part of that initial 28,000 dose shipment. Those doses only make up about 72% of the need to handle the first tier of healthcare workers. When it is available to long-term care facility residents, Dr. Schooley says it's imperative they get it since they're living in close quarters.
Once the virus gets into one of these facilities, it can spread relatively rapidly before you even realize it's there. And so they're kind of tinderboxes.
In November, long-term care facilities were able to sign up to receive vaccines through the county.
Every individual gets vaccinated is a good thing.
Jennifer Dela Cruz, ABC 10 News.
The authorization of the Pfizer vaccine came historically fast. It was just 336 days ago that the generic blueprint of the novel coronavirus was shared online by Chinese scientists. 20 minutes ago, President Trump sent out a video tweet praising the approval of the vaccine. The FDA will review Moderna's vaccine next week.
It can't come soon enough. The county set a new one-day record for cases today. The 2,800 reported bring our total now to more than 100,000 since the pandemic began. There were also 23 new deaths, another one-day record. That total now stands at 1,137. And the state now estimates the ICU bed capacity in the Southern California region is down to 6.2%. And we won't be allowed to exit the current stay-at-home order on December 28th unless ICU capacity projections for January are at least 15%.
Carlsbad Restaurant is defying the rules and is open tonight. Taking a live look right now at Oak and Elixir on State Street. The owner opened the restaurant tonight for outdoor dining only. And as you can see, a large group of people have come out to support her. She says the restaurant won't survive another shutdown and they would have to lay off 15 employees if she closes again.
We're not trying to go against the governor. We're not trying to be defiant. This isn't a political movement. This is just purely to save our businesses.
And back out live in Carlsbad, police say they are responding to reports of businesses defying the health orders, but they say the goal is to educate first before issuing citations.
And we're hearing from more San Diego business owners defying the new coronavirus shutdown order. ABC 10 News reporter John Horn spoke to one salon owner who says she is also staying open in a fight for survival.
From the street, Point Loma's Blonde Voyage Salon looks like yet another establishment lost to the coronavirus economy. But on the other side of the brown paper, it's very much business as usual.
I have the right to at least fight for my business.
Owner Megan Kroll says she couldn't stomach another closure. She says she only got a $3,000 federal PPP loan and no other stimulus benefits to help get through.
I have 2 kids. I mean, they're 2 and 4 years old, and I'm not going to sit back and allow them not to eat.
Crowell tells me she takes the virus very seriously and has dipped into her savings to make the salon COVID safe. But those efforts still not enough for the state's new shutdown order, which says salons must close as ICU capacity decreases. And other than 2 clients rescheduling, Kroll says she's completely booked.
I want you to always love the person you see in the mirror. And I think mental health is a huge, huge issue.
Meanwhile, the county has served roughly 30 restaurants, bars, gyms, and religious organizations with cease and desist orders since the shutdown took effect on Monday. Kroll's salon, not one of them. Also on Friday, Bernardo Winery announced it would defy the order and reopen for socially distant on-site dining this weekend, saying in a statement it is basing the decision on its employees who have suffered amid the shutdown. John Horn, ABC 10 News.
Under the order, restaurants are limited to takeout only, while bars, wineries, and salons have to close. Gyms and religious organizations can operate outdoors only. Retail can stay open at 20% capacity.
Loved ones are mourning the COVID-19 death of a beloved Imperial Beach grandmother. As our ABC 10 News reporter Michael Chen tells us, she passed away less than a week after she first felt those first symptoms.
I have no words. It's hard.
An emotional Angelica Madrigal talking about her mother, Juana Barajas, who first became sick 2 Tuesdays ago.
Congested, short of breath.
By the next day, a fever had arrived.
Suddenly she called me and she's like, you know what? I can't breathe well.
An ambulance rushed Barajas to the hospital. She tested positive for COVID-19, and that night she was placed on a ventilator. Barajas, who lived with diabetes and a heart condition, suffered 4 heart attacks in the ICU. On Saturday, just 5 days after she first became ill, Barajas, a mother of 3 and grandmother of 3, passed away at the age of 61.
I couldn't touch her. I couldn't say goodbye. I had to see her through a window going.
Madrigal says her mother,
Since I was a kid, she always had 2 to 3 jobs.
was hardworking, humble, and loved to joke around.
She was my best friend. She was everything for me.
Madrigal isn't sure how her mom contracted the virus, but says her health issues meant she did have many doctor's appointments. Madrigal says her mother otherwise stuck close to home and wore a mask.
Yesterday, I started with a fever.
Madrigal and several other members of her family, also feeling ill, spent this day in line to get a COVID test. She has this message for others.
This is serious. This is not a joke. This happened to me. It can happen to you too.
Michael Chen, ABC 10 News.
And you can stay on top of any new developments with coronavirus by downloading our 10 News app. A free version is available in the App Store.
Navy crews are still searching the ocean for a sailor believed to have gone overboard off the San Diego-based USS Theodore Roosevelt. According to the Navy Times, the missing sailor has been identified as 20-year-old airman apprentice Ethan Goolsby from San Antonio. A lookout spotted a sailor in the water yesterday morning. The Coast Guard is also assisting in the search, and we spoke with the sailor's father earlier today.
Just a big heart. Love music, love photography, just, cried like me at the drop of a hat.
The Roosevelt just left San Diego on Monday.
It's been a little over 24 hours since Todd Gloria was sworn in as San Diego's new mayor. We spoke to him today about many topics, including the pandemic. When it comes to small business relief, he says it's probably not going to be in the form of checks.
I'll tell you the realities of our city's budget is that, direct checks from the city are probably unlikely. But I think more regulatory relief that allowed things like outdoor dining to happen should be forthcoming, as well as a Shop Local campaign to encourage San Diegans to shop in local businesses and have the city do the same with the hundreds of millions of dollars that it spends annually on contract services and supplies.
Gloria says his priorities include homelessness and housing solutions with a high quality of life for all San Diegans.
President Trump has appointed San Diego developer and Republican donor Doug Manchester to the Kennedy Center Board of Trustees. In 2017, the president nominated Manchester to be ambassador to the Bahamas, but the nomination never made it out of the committee. Manchester was an early backer of President Trump and donated heavily to his campaign.